Welcome to Retro Scale Modelling. This is part 2 of Revell's Star Trek Kazon Fighter. Scale is 1 to 458. So this is the first part of the build log. So I'll be beginning the build here. But before I get into the build, I'm just going to mix up some paints and I'll go through that a little bit. So let's jump into this and see how well I get on. So on the colour, it's sort of like a rusty brown colour, a reddy rusty colour. So my thought was to do antique bronze, which is this colour. I'm not sure whether it's going to be too dark or too light. I've got one of the starter pots there from a starter kit. And if I just open this up, if I can, without it going everywhere, you can just about see the colour coming through. So I'm going to have a go at mixing this up, and I may add another colour. I'm thinking copper. Maybe a little. I'm going to put in. This is the copper. You can see it's a lot lighter. So this is the 50-50 mix. Now, interestingly, on the instructions, it says for the Revell Aqua Color 83, which is the rust, and 89, which is a beige color, and that's 45% each, with 10% brown color to make up the color. So that's the coppering. Actually, that's not a bad color at all. So I want it slightly red. So I've got color 70 here, and this is a brick red. Now, I dragged this up just in case I might needed it, and it looks like I do. Now, I don't want all of this in here. So the colour ratio becomes 33% of each. And if this is too dark or whatever, I can add a little bit more. That's why I use a big pot as well. Actually, I think that's bang on. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is the colour to go for. Yeah, we'll need some water in this because it's a bit thick. It's onto the build proper now, and as you can see, I've taken the main hull off this through about one half one. So I'm just tidying up the little birds and so on. And the first part to be fitted is this inner panel. This will be fitted from the inside, but again, it needs a bit of cleaning up before it can go in. The plastic is really thick, so it may cause a problem actually getting this to stick together. It's a simple part really, but that took a bit of dry fitting to put together to see exactly where it goes. As I thought, the plastic is rather thick and it needs quite a lot of bonding time. The next part is this tail part, this little inner panel that goes on. The fit here is not brilliant, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure at this stage whether this part's going to fit. So I've joined it anyway, and it's time to put the two main halves together. The location points for these are fairly simple to follow, and I was able to get a nice run of cement all the way down. Now this is quite a large model, but the nature of the shape, it's difficult to clamp up. So I'm going to have to do it in little stages, I think. Here I am actually having difficulty with that tail part now. It's just not marrying up with the other half of the fuselage. So I had to take it apart and readdress it because the whole thing is just not fitting together with this part in situ like this. Now the instructions are saying put it in like this, but it's just not going to close up properly. So I've taken it off and I've clamped the tail end together to try and get a good fit, and I'll place that part in once that's all dry. And now I'm reapplying the cement because I had taken it apart and just assembling it again. As you can see there, I'm doing it in little stages this time. Once it was dry, then I had to go fitting the panel. The fit's still not brilliant, but it's at least the fuselage is closed up now. And there appears to be a massive gap as well, which is going to have to be addressed. And just about where my tweezers are there, there's quite a large gap. So I'm going to fill it with some sprue glue. I'll do it from the inside out. So I'll look at rather messy from the inside, but hopefully on the outside it will all marry up together. And once the inside's done, then I'll just take my spreader. This is an old paint stirrer that I'm using, and I'll just smooth everything out with that. There's also gapping issues on the side panel, so I'm putting this under some more clamps just to get everything tightened up. Now, I have decided not to light it up, and I'm glad I have, because if I did light it up, there would be so many gaps I would have to fill in. I've taken my stirrer here, and I'm just testing to see how much gap there is, and it's huge. Now, even though I'm not going to be lighting it, I still need to address these gaps. So it's back to the sprue glue, and I'm spreading it once more from the inside to fill up the gap. This took a lot of filler to do this. You can just see the line going right in the inside there. When the ship's in situ, you might not see it, but there's a chance that you will. So it's always better just to fill them. Next part to go on is the underside of the hull or fuselage. The part is quite thin. When I first dry fit it, I thought, oh my god, there's so many gaps in this, and there is quite a few gaps. But there's actually designed to be a running open seam down here, so it's not as bad as I initially thought. It does make fitting it a little bit tricky though, trying to get everything lined up. But where it meets there's still gapping issues. I'm hoping once I put the stabilizers on it, going to that big slotted area there, those will be covered up. Next to go on are some paneling details on the little alcove part that I placed in. There's two location holes for this just to sit into. So I want to paint the inside of this panel before I carry on. So I'm using the paint mixture that I've already mixed up at the start of the video. So just to go through those colours again, it's Umbro 171 Antique Bronze with 12 copper and 70 brick red, roughly a 33% paint mix. And the reason why I'm painting this now is there's highlight colours that have to go on top of the main colour on this particular part. And that will be Umbro's 53 gunmetal once this paint dries. Which I'm just painting in now. There's only a slight raised areas that is receiving this colour. Next I've got a couple of little panels to place in. There's a couple, three in total. There's this small one, then there's covers for the what looks like to be vents or something like that on the side of the ships. And as I'm doing this is where I'll end part 2. The reason why I'm ending it now is it's a good place to stop. If I just carried on, the video would be far too long. So this is a fairly good place to stop. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you go and check out the channel for my other builds. If you subscribe to the channel, please do so. Hit that notification bell, that way you'll be kept up to date, not only with this build, but all my other builds as well, of course. Hit the like button. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. I really like hearing from you guys. And of course, you can share the video. That helps build the channel. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.